What's up, B's? What's up, G's? We got an ADV game here between the two players on the screen. This is a replay, but I do not know the result, and my good friend amigo pal, Soulwind, gave me the replay without spoiling the result because he is a fantastic human being. Anyway, so Jabba has been around for a long time and has been one of the greats for a long time. Known for his prowess in ADV. I mean, he changed the metagame and all that with his Calm Mind team, and was one of the best DPP players when it was the main gen. McMeghan, you all know him, you know, Black and White, and ADV, all that good stuff. Those are his main claims to fame. And there's a lot of track record shit that I could get into on both sides, but for now, as for the week, this is week 6. The Tigers are fighting to stay in. The Bigs were eliminated like the game before this when Ben Gay defeated Improbable. So the Bigs are just out, but McMeghan still got his record. Jabba's got the best SPL record. Not the best record in SPL, but like the best ADV record in SPL, I believe. He's 4-1 going into this. Triangles made it up to 4-2, and Fakes was 4-1, but he then disappeared before he could play this week. So that's weird. And McMeghan, after having a dominant season last year, this year is having a bit of rough time with luck and other stuff. Like, just, you know, not getting the breaks. And I mean, ADV is a competitive as fuck tier, so anyone can go on a hot streak and anyone can slump at any time. So I'm looking forward to this as fuck. Let's begin. So, Mence lead. Tar lead. Tar runs from Mence, because the only real Salmons that can't really touch Tar is like Wish Protect. I mean, Toxic, but you don't want to stay in. But generally, Tar will get out of there, and in comes a Milotic, which is one of the hardest Salmons counters this side of Lugia. So, Brick Break, looking for damage right off. It'll also do decent damage to the water, and it can chip Skarmory a little. And that did not a lot, and I mean, I don't think it's banned. It's definitely not banned. But it's, I think it's like Black Belt with, on a mix set. I've run that set a lot. It's really solid. And I think it did a little more than, you know, totally unboosted Brick Break. So Blissey comes into Milo. Milo doesn't want to eat Toxic. So Tar is generally a pretty good switch into Bliss, especially if it's like Lum. And Jabba surprises him with HP Grass. So I am going to assume that this is Calm Mind, HP Grass, Flamethrower, Blissey. Although it could be 3 attacks, which is, I think, is super cool. Although I haven't tried it myself, I have wanted to, and I think it's got the right idea. So it's a Bantar, and that would not mind Toxic as much, especially considering how it's using Double Edge. But it is not a poke that sticks around a lot. Generally, I mean, some teams wish support to it so it can kill shit all game. And Double Edge is a move I theory-mined about last year, because sometimes I really wanted to hit Pert hard, and I wasn't loving HP Bug. I mean, it's a great move, but I just wasn't finding much use for it, and I was wondering how else I could do that, because I don't always, you know, want to lock myself into Earthquake and, you know, let Flygon, for example, come in. So Milo into Pert on Protect, and he finds safe entry for Cacturn. He was trying to make sure that he didn't switch on an Ice Beam, as Jabba would potentially aim for like a Zapdos or a Celebi coming in, but it's in, and it's about to sub, and it is about to cause some havoc, especially if Metagross's best move to hit it is Meteor Mash. I mean, Earthquake would probably break the sub, but then it's going to go subbing again, and it's sub-seeding, so Sub-Seed, you know, Celebi is obviously the big one. Sludge Bomb! Oh my! Sludge Bomb is generally considered to be a noob move on Metagross because it can use more useful moves. And I mean, Celebi is a prick, but I've run HP Bug Metagross though, and Sludge Bomb does have a water poisoning chance, so I mean, legit, very legit. Of course, I also ran Sludge Bomb as the 3rd move on Agilagross, so on my end it was still a noob thing. But he doesn't feel like getting sub-seeded in, and the hard part about facing Cacturn, I mean, flawed as it may be, you know, slow and kind of frail and not the best typing, it's that it will give you a nightmare hitting it with an attack that is Hydro Pump at best. So I'm, you know, Meteor Mash fishing against that, not fun. And he even gets a Spike down. So, very cool to see. Oh, he double edges. this is a very cool set then, and that did a lot. So I'm thinking like Silk Scarf. M-Dragon has used a Silk Scarf, I think it's a Fear set, but it's Silk Scarf mixed mess. Basically, it pretends like it's a Choice Band and then HP grasses Pert or fucking Fire Blast Scarm or does whatever. And I mean, it's strong. So good looks. I mean, Double Edge. Maybe he doesn't have a Dragon move. That's, I mean, Dragon move less mixed mess is totally legit. I've used Rock Slide before, because Rock Slide still hits other ments, obviously. And I mean, you lose on Flygon, but I mean, come on. And Flygon's not switching into you. And, you know, Zapdos was a bigger concern at the time, though. But basically, the point is that Double Edge is legit, and they don't always have to have Dragon Claw, even though it's, you know, stab and strong and all that. And here comes Celebi into Milotic. Jabba loves offensive Calm Mind Celebi. I personally have never been the biggest fan of it. And so Cacturn comes in, and a cool thing about Cacturn is that it completely and utterly, totally blanks Mono Psychic Celebi, which is very, very common. It can't be leeched either. It's just awesome. And I mean, it hits it hard with Dark Stab, obviously. So he pivots in very nicely, with Arrow being able to scare offensive Celebi out, but not wanting to switch into a stab move, much less a +1 stab move, so he pivots into HP Fire very nicely. He's got the Arrow, Sand, 2 Sea-Beers. I mean, Arrow's given, but, I mean, Tara isn't always banded. And the Spikes and all that. And that is a bulky Celebi. So, I immediately think HP Bug nowadays. But the crit with HP Fire, actually, he probably would have died to Psychic, but Giga Drain lets him recover his HP. So HP Fly, that is a bulky-ass Celebi. I didn't know Jabba would like to run it that bulky. And it's a good example of, like, when you guys try to get into ADV and go, why am I not killing everything in one hit? You know, things like that happen. Although this, I'm sure the Celebi's bulked out, which is also useful against Dugtrio. But yeah, I've gotten used to HP Bug Arrow, which is a cool set. I can talk for days about it, even though, I mean, flying is generally, you know, a little safer. As Giga Drain is 2 KOing Milo, and he dodges a Toxic. So that is annoying, but, and I don't know how much I'm going to think it matters, because Jabba is looking to dominate right now. I mean, Toxic barely, since he's healing so much with Giga Drain, even on resisted hits, I just don't see him being able to dance around it. I mean, Toxic would have been better, and it also would have been better had the HP Fire not crit, so he could have used Psychic against the Arrow. And HP Fire is going to take Mac out. If he's, you know, strong, which he seems to be, considering how much his attacks are doing at +1. I personally like Modest on Superachi and, you know, offensive Celebi when I do run it, although I prefer Baton Pass over Psychic. Then, yeah, it was going to be an uphill battle. I would assume that his last is like, well, I don't think it's Gengar. Like, most Gengar would be able to have something that is like a desperation move against it. I suppose I could see Claydol as the second, you know, Rock Resist. And that would be, you know, not wanting to switch into Celebi at all at this point. And it would help out Milo, because, you know, Milo plus Magneton, you know, right now McMeghan's team is super weak to DD Tar. I don't think it's Flygon, because Flygon has HP Bug, and would have, you know, threatened a long time ago. So I am going to put my money on Claydol, although I'm not thinking all that hard. And I suppose it could be Swampert, because Milo Pert is actually quite good. I think it's awesome, because, oh, that's very interesting. Hitmontop. Well, it is a T-Tar counter, so I was kind of right. But, yeah, Hitmontop is interesting, because there's not really priority in ADV. And, you know, I should take that back. There's not really priority. There isn't priority in ADV. And, so Mach is cool, because you can finish off, like, when, say, Arrow just survives a Milotic Surf, then, you know, Hitmontop picks it off. It doesn't care how many DD's Tars got to Intimidate. They can spin, and it's a cool poke. I mean, definitely interesting, especially with Magneton support to get rid of Skarmory. Very cool. So I like McMeghan's team. I mean, it's got some issues, obviously, but, you know, it's very, very nice to see. And I mean, Celebi is an issue, so, but it happens. As for Jabba's last, I mean, can't really go wrong with that. I mean, I would probably like to see something that can bust up more dedicated stall teams a little better. Right now he's looking to get trampled by those pretty easily, but there are a lot of ways he could go with that. So, you know, a trapper, strong bander, a mixed poke, or a setup guy. I mean, I could go on. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, offensive Celebi. I mean, I kind of give it shit sometimes, but it put in work despite, you know, the minor things that kind of took away McMeghan's ways of dealing with it. So, yeah, I'll catch you next time.